Welcome to lecture 25 on the course circuit theory. So in the last class we have discussed how can we do the circuit analysis, or in short how can we find out the voltages and currents in AC circuits. I mean to say, we have seen how phasor approach can be used to compute the voltage or current when the excitation is sinusoidal excitation. Okay, so this phasor approach also we have discussed when it will be applicable. It will be applicable when we are interested for the steady state response. Okay, now next we will see the power calculations in the same AC circuits. So in order to see, let us use the same example, that is series RL circuit. So consider the series RL circuit. To this I am applying the sinusoidal excitation. Okay, and what was it? Vs of t source voltage was Vm sin omega t. This was my R, this was j omega L, and this is my current phasor, or I will call this also Vs phasor with angle 0 degree. So this we have obtained the current also. What was that steady state current? It was Im sin omega t minus theta. As we know, it is lagging. Now if I am interested to compute the instantaneous power from it, so let us see how can we compute the instantaneous power once I know the V of t and I of t also. So before that, to compute, let us first see graphically how it can be done. So suppose for that, first let me draw my input which I have been applied, that is source voltage which was sinusoidal in nature. Okay, this was my Vs of t, source voltage. Okay, this is with respect to omega t, mind you. Fine. Now once I know this, I have calculated I of t also, steady state current in RL load, and I observe that it will be lagging by an angle of theta. So my current waveform will look like this. Something like this. Okay, now it will go like this. Okay, and this is an angle theta. So these are my two waveforms. This is my I of t. Now I would like to compute the instantaneous power. So in order to compute it, what I am observing, sometime, see, source voltage is positive, some I of t is negative, sometime I of t is positive as well, voltage is positive. So what is happening here? Sometime power is positive and sometime it is negative. So to see that, let us see. So let me find out the zero crossing point. One is this, second is this, again third, fourth, let's say fifth, sixth, that way. So suppose this is my segment 1. Let me divide into number of segments. Why it is? Because I am observing these different segments. My voltage and currents are in different magnitudes. So power may also be sometime positive and power may be negative. So in which area power positive and where power negative, where there is, I am interested. So that what will happen, I will be able to know whether source is delivered the power or it has been absorbed the power. So this is one and this is also the thing. Okay, now observe you, this is segment 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, let's say. Okay, for one cycle only I am calculating. So in this segment 1, I am observing V of t is positive by I of t is negative. So what is the instantaneous power here? instantaneous power will be negative. Okay, something like this. Now in phase segment 2, what I am observing, V of t positive and I of t positive. So what will be the instantaneous power here? Instantaneous power will be positive, which will vary like this. From after segment 2, in segment 3, what is again my observation is that V of t is negative and I of t positive. So again power is negative here. In segment 4, current is negative as well, voltage is positive. So voltage is also negative. So it means your instantaneous power is positive. And in segment 4, one thing is positive and current is negative, so power is positive. So basically what I observe, sometime your power is positive and sometime your power is negative here. Okay, so ultimately when power is positive, what does it mean? Your source is delivering the power to, let's say this is my load, so source is delivering the power to load. But when power is negative, what I am observing is that the source is absorbing the power. It is true because in RL there is energy storage element, so the energy will also transfer back to load. It may happen. That's why there is positive power and negative power. But at large, I am observing that source mostly delivering the power. Okay. So this is my instantaneous power which has been calculated. Now let us say it mathematically. It is of the negative power is less quantity than that of positive power. So let us calculate it mathematically also. So let me calculate what is my instantaneous power. It will be the product of V of t into I of t for the series RL circuit. V of t is Vm sin omega t. I of t is your Im sin omega t minus theta. So this if I want to solve, it will be sin omega t into sin omega t minus theta, which is sin alpha cos beta cos alpha sin beta. Okay, so this will be basically sin omega t cos theta minus cos omega t sin theta. So let me solve this bracket. So if I am solving this bracket, it will be Vm Im sin square omega t cos theta minus Vm Im sin theta into sin omega t cos omega t. Okay. Now let me do something related with sin square omega t and sin omega t cos omega t. So we know sin square omega t I can write as 1 minus cosine of 2 times omega t divided by 2. Similarly, sin omega t into cos omega t I can write as sin 2 times omega t divided by 2. Okay, so I will use this. So my instantaneous power will be Vm Im by 2. It will be cos theta into 1 minus cos 2 omega t, and next is minus Vm Im by 2 into sin theta, and the sin omega t cos omega t comes out to be sin 2 times omega t. Okay, so now this is very interesting equation. Okay, this is term 1. Okay, and this is my term 2 in this computation of the instantaneous power. So what I observed that here, if I'll vary the angle of cosine, I observe that this term will be always positive, because all these are possible powers. So I just want to check whether for what amount power is positive and for what thing power is negative. So if I am checking this term, I observe that okay, first term is always positive. It will be 0 for omega t is equal to 0. It will be 0 obviously, but it will not be negative. Whereas in this second term, I observe that sometime power will be positive and sometime power will be negative. Okay, so if this is the case, let me draw it. Let me see it graphically also how will it be. So if I would like to plot it, say like this. Okay. So this is suppose 0, pi by 4, pi by 2, 3 pi by 4 and 4 pi by 4, so it will be pi. Suppose these are the things. So if omega t is pi by 4, what will happen? It will be cos pi by 2. So at that time this will be Vm Im cos theta. So at pi by 4, how much is the magnitude? It will be Vm Im cos theta by 2. Okay, and when it is pi by 2, what I observe, pi by 2 means cos odd pi 1, so 2 get cancelled, so it will be at pi by 2 I will get it the magnitude as Vm Im cos theta. Okay, same way for 3 pi by 4 it will be like this. At omega t is equal to pi, what I observe, it will be cos 2 pi, so it will be 0. Okay, so this is my let me draw. Alright, how will it be? Basically I'll draw this way. Okay. So this way, and then it will be 0 and then like this. Okay, this will be the power first term, that is power p1 of t I'll call. Okay, now if I would like to draw for the second term, how will it be? This is omega t, this is also omega t. So suppose at pi by 4, suppose let me draw up to here only. So what was my second term? Minus Vm Im by 2 sin theta into sine of 2 times omega t. So when omega t is pi or 0, ultimately it is 0. Okay, this is also power, but second term p2 of t. So this is also 0. Now omega t is pi by 4. So what is the magnitude? Pi by 2. So this will be maximum, which is how much? Minus Vm Im sin theta. So at this it will be maximum, as negative sign is there, so it will come maximum as minus Vm Im by 2 sin theta. Again this will be 0 here at omega t is equal to pi by 2. Okay, and then at 3 pi by 4 it will be again Vm Im by 2 into sin theta, and then at pi it is 0. So how will it be? It will be peak here, then goes, then peak will come at 3 pi by 4 and then 0. Okay, and then like this it will go. So what I observe, that this is my double frequency oscillating power. Okay. So once I have computed the instantaneous power, I observe that instantaneous power is not that much useful for me. So instead of calculating the instantaneous power, because the supply authority will say, or will also know, they will not charge you on the instantaneous power, they will charge you on one number, and that number I want to find out. So it is also always convenient or economical to find out or to know the number that is average power, right? So instead of instantaneous power, I am interested in computation of average power. And average power will be Vm cos theta by 2. Similarly, if I look at here, what I am observing, this power is negative for some time, this power is positive for some time, negative, positive, like this means it is sometimes source deliver the power, sometimes source absorb the power. Okay, so what it means that the source deliver the power to load and sometimes load send power and the source will be absorbed by it. So that this is my oscillating power, and this oscillating power is called as basically reactive power. Okay, so now I got it the two terms, that is your active power or average power and reactive power. Okay, so this reactive power basically not a average value and all, it is basically the peak value of it, okay, which is Vm sin theta by 2. Okay, so now we have defined two terms, that is average power, which will be Vm Im by 2 into cos theta. I can call average power or active power, and next is reactive power. So this is Vm Im by 2 into sin theta. Okay, now this also basically I can average power or active power can be written as this way also, Vm by root 2 into Im by root 2 into cos theta, so that it will become Vrms Irms into cos theta. Basically all our AC meters read the RMS values, that's why it is always better to write into RMS values. Or if I write Vi cos theta, it means that if I don't mention anything, means Vi and I are all our RMS values. Okay, similarly for reactive power also, which is Vm by root 2 Im by root 2 into sin theta, so this will be again Vi sin theta. Okay, and the units will be, average power unit will be watt, and for that reactive power it will be VAR, that is volt ampere reactive or reactance, to discriminate the active power and the reactive power. Okay, and similarly if you go for the DC circuits, what is that power? Power is simply Vi, right? And here active power is Vi cos theta. Only what is the difference is between cos theta, that's it. Where in DC circuit your cos theta is 1, means it is fully reactive power, sorry, it is fully unity power factor there. Okay, or if we have Z bar is equal to V phasor upon I phasor, that also I can, because till now we have used the maximum value, so instead of maximum I can use the RMS value. So Vm by root 2 Im by root 2 into, well, that's it. So that will be angle 0 degree and here angle theta degree, so it will be Vrms upon Irms into minus theta. That way also you can write, or simply Vi, if you write, it indicates the RMS value. So generally whenever you are calculating the voltage values or current values in AC circuits, try to compute it in RMS values. Okay, so basically what we have done, we have started from the instantaneous power, then we have separated this into two terms. One was your average power or active power, second was your double frequency oscillating power, or you can call it as a reactive power also. Okay, so active power or average power was Vi cos theta, and reactive power, that is oscillating power, which is Vi sin theta, which is in var and this is in watt. Okay, or this also you can compute average power by taking the average over an interval of 2 pi also. Okay, so for example, if I am calculating power over an interval of 2 pi. Let us solve another way also, v of t into I of t d omega t. If I will do this way also, I will get it the same. 0 to 2 pi v of t, I know Vm sin omega t, I of t is Im sin omega t minus theta with d omega t. Okay, and this will be 1 over 2 pi Vm Im over 2 pi. It is 0 to 2 pi, then it will be sin omega t into sin omega t minus theta into d omega t, and this is what Vm Im over 2 pi. I can solve this, that is sin theta into sin theta 1 or sin alpha into sin beta. It will be this 2 I have to adjust this 2 sin alpha sin beta. So this will become cos theta, because cos alpha minus beta and minus cos alpha plus beta, okay, which will be twice omega t minus theta, okay, with d omega t. So this will be Vm means here adjustment of 2 pi, so it will be 4 pi here. So 0 to 2 pi, because this and this adjusted by 2, okay. So now 2 will come here, and this 2 sin alpha sin beta we have expressed this way. So 0 to 2 pi cos theta d omega t minus Vm Im upon 4 pi 0 to 2 pi, this is cos twice omega t minus d omega t, okay, and we know this will be 0 as average power. Cos theta is constant, so it will be Vm Im cos theta upon 4 pi into this integral will be 2 pi. So ultimately it is Vm Im cos theta divided by same, which is same as previously we have obtained, and this also I can write as Vrms Irms into cosine theta. Okay, so this is average power, also we can calculate that. Okay, so basically both are the power only, that is active power and reactive power. Active power represented unit is in terms of watts, whereas reactive power was in terms of volt ampere reactance to discriminate the two quantity, that is all. Also, if you take the RC load also, the same thing you will get it. So I will not go it into detail, but just I will tell you. Suppose this is this sinusoidal excitation you apply to RC load, okay, and this is my I of t, this is V of t. So again here V of t will be same Vm sin omega t, and last time we have computed what will be I of t. As we have computed it, it will be Vm sin omega t plus theta. So here current will lead, okay, and even though if you calculate you will get it the same. So active power or average power will be Vi cos theta, and let me represent with the letter P, which generally in every book it has been used, and Q is the variable represented for reactive power, which is Vi sin theta. Okay, this is in watts, this is in var, volt ampere reactance. Okay, so this var, volt ampere reactance, is capacitive reactance, where in this RL it was a inductive reactance. That way also we can tell that. Okay, now let us see what is the importance of this cos theta. Once now we are convenient with the words active power and reactive power or average power. Now here what I observed, that is the power factor cos theta. So let us just have the importance, what is the importance of power factor cos theta. So in order to explain, let me the diagram like this. I applied the sinusoidal excitation. So suppose this is the supply voltage, okay, Vs bar with angle some angle 0 degree, and I am supplying it to the consumer, and the consumer is having specific load. For example, say that load is any specific load, I'll take it Z bar, okay, and to this some current will transmit it I bar, okay, to the transmission line. So I can measure the voltage here using the voltmeter, and I can measure the current also by the use of ammeter. Okay, now this mind you, voltmeter and ammeter will read the RMS values. Okay, now assume that my load is, in this particular case, is say RL, and its values are 3 plus 4j ohm. Okay, and now I would like to calculate what is my I bar, active power and reactive power. So if I would like to do it, what will be my I phasor? It will be Vs phasor over Z phasor. So Vs is say 100 with angle 0 degree. So this is say 100 with angle 0 degree, and it is 3 plus 4j. If you solve it, it will be 100 angle 0 degree with 5 with tan inverse of 4 by 3. So it comes out to be 20, and tan inverse of 4 by 3 I have computed at 50 degree. So it will be 20 minus 53 will be your I phasor. Now ammeter reads the 20 ampere as a current. So 20 ampere current transmitting over this transmission line, for example. Okay, now next I'll calculate what is my active power and what is my reactive power. So active power will be P VI cos theta, as it is RMS, assume. So V is, suppose it all are RMS, okay, 200 into 20 into cos 53 degree, so which will be it comes out 1203 watt. And what is reactive power? Reactive power is say VI sin theta. So it is same 200 into 20 sin 53 degree. So it is coming 1597 volt ampere reactance. So here observe that for 20 ampere current, okay, transmitting over, let's say, line, so consumer will consume 1203 watt, okay, and reactive power will be 1597. So in this situation, the supply authority, let us say this is the supply authority which is supplying the supply voltage 100 with initial phase 0 degree over the transmission line, and it is 20 ampere current it is supplying to the consumer. So consumer has been consumed 1203 watt. Okay, now if he has to charge it, so obviously supply authority will charge you on this active power. Okay, he cannot charge you on reactive power, because what is happening, sometime the reactive, sometime source is supplying the power, but simultaneously, or at some time, not simultaneously, but sometime load will also supply the power to source. So that's why I cannot supply authority cannot charge for the reactive power. So they must have to charge only for the active power. Okay, so now next situation, let's see the next consumer we have. To that the supply authority supply the same supply voltage, that is 100 volt with angle 0 degree, and say the load is 5 ohm. Here also the load was, magnitude of the load was 3 plus 4j ohm. No? So if we calculate the magnitude, it will be 5 ohm only. Okay, so let me calculate what will be my I phasor here. So your I phasor will be 100 volt or angle 0 degree, or 5 with angle 0 degree. So it comes out to be 20 with angle 0 degree. So your I of t will be something 20. If it is sine, so it will be sine some omega t. Okay, So I will write only 20 with angle 0 degree amps. Okay. So what I observe that here also the same 20 ampere is transmitting through the lines. Okay. Magnitude of the impedance is also same. Okay. Now let us calculate how much power will be consumed by this load. So P is equal to VI. V is how much? 100. I is 20. Okay. Into cos theta. So theta is 0 degree. So it is 1. So it is consuming 2000 watt. And similarly calculate reactive power, which is VI sin theta. So that is VI sin 0. It is 0. So it will be as expected. There is no reactive power when there is no energy storage element in the load. Okay? So there is only active power. And how much active power it has been consumed by this particular consumer? 2000 watt. Whereas for the if I had the RL load, how much active power has been consumed? 1203 watt only. Okay, and reactive power was 1597 watt, but I cannot charge on it. So for supply authority, which consumer is good? This consumer is good. Okay, now I observe that okay, the loads are different, right? But still I am transmitting the 20 ampere current and supply voltage same. Whatever I am spending this much is same for this load also and this load also. So supply authority can think if the consumer using this load, they will be in loss. Okay. So what is to be done? They will put some condition to the consumer, maybe big industries, and they will say that, see, whatever the load you are using it, you use it whatever you want, but you maintain the power factor as something, let's say 0.8. Okay. And if you are not maintaining the power factor 0.8, then they will charge you on the reactive power also. Okay. So this is basically the importance of the power factor. By power factor is the unity, then consumer will consume much power and he has to pay much more. Whereas power factor is small, then I will have to pay much less to the supply authority. Okay. So if power factor is RL load, then it will be lagging, and if it is load is RC, then that will be leading. That way you can think of. Also reactive power gives no revenue. Okay. Now once we are familiar with active power, reactive power, power factor, now let us see what is the complex power, and that is generally used to be represented by S bar, which is complex power or apparent power. There is one word which is VI. This is total power, and out of that why called apparent power? Basically out of total power VI, only some of the power VI cos theta will be used by the consumer. Okay, so we know V bar is equal to I bar into Z bar. So bar will be giving me the complex number. Okay, so similarly S bar will be the complex power, and this is the total power drawn by the circuit, including both active and reactive power. So let me draw the power triangle here with angle theta. This will be my P, this will be my Q, and this will be my S, which is P square plus Q square. Okay, and which is your S bar, which I can say VI. So P will be VI cos theta. Okay, this is P square plus R square. This is nothing but your VI apparent power. So you can write P will be VI into cos theta and Q will be VI into sin theta. Okay. Now to compute the complex power, let us take the same circuit which consists of sinusoidal excitation with the same load which was RL, and what was the value? That is 3 with 4J, and this was 100 with angle 0 degree volts. Okay, and this is my I phasor. So already we computed this 4J by the way. Supply power was 100 with 0 degree. I bar has been computed Vs bar by Z bar, which comes out to be 20 angle minus 53 degree. There we have last example we have computed. So it was 100 with angle, how was it? 0 degree, it was 3 plus 4j, so square root of this plus this, it comes out to be 5. So this is 20 magnitude and angle is tan inverse of 4 by 3, which is 53, and it will go to upstairs, it will be minus 53 degree. Okay, so this is my I bar. Now if I would like to instead of calculating the active power and reactive power separately, let me calculate directly what is my complex power. So complex power can be calculated using VI asterisk, and this asterisk will be giving me the complex conjugate term, right? So why complex conjugate we will see just after this. First let me find out some number. So what is V? V will be 100 0 degree into I. What was I? 20 minus 53 degree. So I complex conjugate will be 20 with plus 53. If it is a complex conjugate, what is the change? Change with the angle. So it will be 2000 with angle 53 degree, and that I can write as 2000 cos of 53 degree plus j sin of 53 degree, and if you solve, it will be 1203 plus j 1597. Okay, which is VA. And same, this is my active power and this is my reactive power. That way also you can tell. Now suppose why I conjugate we have to take. So in order to explain that, let me take it the supply voltage as Vs phasor is Vm with some initial angle alpha. Okay, so with this, what will be my I phasor? I phasor will be Im with angle theta. No, it is alpha minus theta, I get, no? Alpha for RL load. Okay, basically Vs bar, suppose Vm alpha, and what will be your Z bar? Z bar will be magnitude Z with some angle theta. So I bar will be okay, let us solve. I bar will be Vm angle alpha with Z angle theta, so it will be Im with angle alpha minus theta. Okay, as suppose this is my, so say this is my V phasor or Vs phasor with angle alpha, and we know for RL load current is lagging by an angle of theta, so this will be lagging will be alpha minus theta. Okay, now I would like to calculate what is the complex power. So in order to count complex power, let me take it only V bar and I bar. Okay, I will not take complex conjugate of it. So what will happen? Suppose I will take it the V RMS values. Okay, so it will be what it will be V with angle alpha, say RMS value Vm by root 2 into it will be I with angle alpha minus theta. Okay, so it will be V into I with angle V into I with angle 2 alpha minus theta. Okay, so what will be this quantity? This will be Vi into cos of 2 alpha minus theta plus j sin of 2 alpha minus theta. So if I separate, it will be cos of 2 alpha minus theta plus j Vi sin of 2 alpha minus theta. So if I look at this factor, this is not power factor, basically this is something else, right? So if I'll not use Vi complex conjugate, then I'll get it something else, that I cannot call it as active power and reactive power as per the definitions or as per the derivations which we got it. So complex power has to be always expressed as active power plus J into reactive power, right? So it is not correct. And if I'll take it as bar is equal to V bar into I complex conjugate, then what will happen? So it will be V angle alpha with I because I conjugate, so the angle will be changed, and instead of alpha minus theta, it will become minus alpha plus theta, and this will be V into Y with angle addition will become alpha minus alpha plus theta, which will cancel this. So it will be Vi with angle theta, and then if I can write this is cos theta plus j sin theta. Okay, and this is what I want, Vi cos theta plus J VI sin theta. So which is here S apparent power or total power will be active power plus your reactive power. So this way also you can calculate the complex power instead of separately calculating the active power and reactive power. So this way also you can relate the active power, reactive power with your total apparent power or total power, which is VI. Okay. So with this we stop here. Next we will take it some numerical examples on the same. Thank you very much.